Mark Jensen of Middle Fork Kitchen Bar was my first professional client. These days I consider him a client and a friend. I think what he and his crew are doing at Middle Fork Kitchen Bar is some of the most creative food work in Lexington. And not just food, but their beverage program as well. So I decided to sit down and have a conversation with his beverage director, Michael Florence. We're here with Michael Florence at Middle Fork Kitchen Bar, and this is how I knew Michael was the real deal. Is right after Middle Fork opened, you guys spent several weeks without a liquor license.
True, yeah, it was a significant amount of time.
And so Michael and Brad, they could have just taken the time off and just said, hey, we'll kick back. But instead, they set about creating a series of non-alcoholic drinks that if you ordered one and drank it, you did not miss the alcohol. Where are you from?
Well, actually, I was born and raised in Washington.
Were you really?
Yeah, I lived here on and off until I was about 21. I went to UK and studied archaeology, worked in the UK in archaeology department for a short period of time, and then decided to be a ski bum when I was 22. And after seeing the Blizzard of Oz, I transplanted myself on a Greyhound bus to Telluride, Colorado, and then proceeded to spend 16 plus years going off in Telluride.
So if I'm walking into it, like how do I, as a customer, how do I endear myself to a bartender?
I mean, have an open mind, a curious spirit, and be open to whatever the bartender sort of lays before you. I mean, the funny thing about this business is we're into making things that taste great and that work wonderful for an individual. Sometimes people don't always have the same idea about what tastes great. So as a patron, if you give me sort of your things that you've previously enjoyed or a spirit to work with or something along that lines, I'm happy to create something for you or to pull a cocktail off our list and make that your cocktail for the night.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
can I test you?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Sure,
all right.
yeah, go for it.
So let's say I come in and I'm just going to do me here. So I like cheap beer.
Okay.
I do not like really crafty beers. I like really cheap, watery beers.
Okay.
And I have a very unrefined palate. I love sodas.
You love what?
Sodas, like
sodas?
Sweet, sugary sodas.
Sure,
so what do you, as a bartender, is that enough to go on, or would
it's
you
enough
ask?
to go on. I would sort of ask you if you prefer a margarita in a style. Are you a citrus fan? Would you prefer
like citrus
fruit or anything like that? I mean, I immediately sort of lean towards a daiquiri that has a little bit of a fruitier edge to it. We make a lot of our own simples here, so we do everything from a bitter simple to sweeter simples to fruitier simples. We have currently, thanks to Brad Hagerbaum, we have approximately 10 different simple syrups.
Oh wow!
So those can be intermingled into a nice, easy drinking daiquiri that I think works for someone who may not have a propensity towards finer spirits or
finer. Yeah, I'll take that. The flip side of the question: how do you make a bartender? How do you not endear yourself to a bartender? How do you make a bartender not like you?
There's plenty of commentary on that out there in the world, and the biggest thing is to completely neglect the place where you are. Waving money around on the bar. Every bartender that's worth their weight in salt sees the people that are at the bar. So we know everybody's there, and we have a list in our head of
who's been waited on regularly. Yeah.
What's next? Who's next? And we always try to get to you as quick as possible. So waving things, pounding on the bar, snapping your fingers, hey bud, hey pal, those sort of things from a...
So in that sense, as a good bartender, you kind of suffer a little bit from the expectation created by bad bartenders. Because some people have kind of gotten to a point where they feel like that's the only way I'm going to get a drink.
Yeah.
Because they've had so many bad experiences.
I mean, it's probably more the collegiate experience when you step into a bar and there's hundreds of college kids clamoring to get get
Yeah.
their shot and beer.
And we're in a college town, so that
It's
expectation
true.
has kind of been
And
created.
it's the same in Boston too.
What's your favorite drink to drink?
My favorite drink to drink, man. I have to say anything with green chartreuse sets the right tone for me immediately. So a last word, a drink called a final word, which is rye, green chartreuse, a little bit of lemon juice and maraschino cordial. It's delicious. But
what is green chartreuse? I'm sorry.
Green chartreuse is so the short story of green chartreuse is it is a cordial or a liqueur from Grenoble in southern France. It's a blend of 130 different herbs and botanicals made by Carthusian monks since the mid-1600s. It is, as most spirits and cordials were, it was invented for better health, for the intent of medicinal purposes, but it's herby, sweet, and really aromatic. It's delicious. I'll pour you some later on.
I'll take it. All right, favorite drink to make?
Favorite drink to make? I appreciate a good Manhattan. I love any of the craft cocktails that people feel inclined towards. I would say my favorite drink to make, I just worked at a tequila mezcal bar for 2.5 years before coming here, and I made thousands of margaritas. So I have to say that used to be one of my favorites, but may not be.
So you've done your time.
Yeah, I love a good daiquiri, I have to say. That's probably because they tend to please across the board, and that is the primary intent. And you can get creative with them. You can do some things that are, out of the box with a daiquiri.
May have just created a daiquiri drinker. You've kind of recommended them twice now. So.
I know. We'll have to get you one of those immediately. I can make you one of those.
Well, man, thank you for your time.
Absolutely, my pleasure. Thanks, Patrick.
Good to see you again.
Yeah, you too.
No, I think because something stuck to it that was sticky.